Hi guys, this is Klazart bringing an audio commentary, and this time I'm commentating on the 3rd and 4th place decider matchup in the World Cyber Games Korean Qualifiers Game 1 of a best of 3 series, and this is going to be played on Heartbreak Ridge between Luxury and Jaedong. And it looks like we've got Luxury in green, and Jaedong looks like he is going to be in purple at the 9 o'clock position. So Jaedong in purple at 9, Luxury in green at 3 o'clock. And this is huge. Both of these guys disappointingly lost in Protoss versus Terran matchups. And if you guys haven't seen the commentaries of that, of the semifinals, you should go and check them out on the Volatech account. There was a duel with myself and Cholera. And you guys might find that interesting to watch. But yeah, this is probably the only StarCraft tournament that I'm aware of where coming 3rd and 4th where coming 3rd or 4th is more important than coming 1st or 2nd potentially, or rather where the 3rd and 4th place decider matchup is more important than the final decider. Both players looks like neither player looks like they're going for an early pull. Looks like Jaedong, I think, has started his Overlord. I'm not sure if Luxury has as of yet. But everything on the line for these two players. Luxury, remember, last season, actually, and Jaedong looks like he's gone for a 9 pull, and Luxury as well. So both players going for a 9 pull, both players with their Overlords in the middle of the map scouting. Yeah, it definitely is a 9 pull. Both players starting with this 1 pull before the Overlords. Before starting up the Overlord build. And yeah, more Western fans in the audience for the win. Extractor going up for Jaedong as well. Not yet for Luxury, however. Looks like he's probably going to take it now. So both players with pretty much identical builds. Both players with mirror builds right now. And really not much to split them apart, except for Jaedong's build seems to be perhaps half a second speedier than Luxury's, although I don't think it's going to make a big difference in the long run. But yeah, you've got to remember last season, Luxury was in this position, came 3rd, and went on to win the entire World Cyber Games. So I wouldn't count him out as of yet. But both players will feel the pressure a little bit. Luxury probably more so than Jaedong, because he has had, I think, what you could probably define as a mini slump for the last little while, where he hasn't performed as well as he would have liked to. Now Luxury putting out the three larvae into Lings, Jaedong doing the same. So both players produce their initial 6 Lings and essentially cancelling each other out in that regard. And it's going to come down to micro in this game, because both players have virtually identical builds. Zerg versus Zerg, I think, is one of the few matchups, especially as far as mirror matchups go, where you can have a weaker build and still out micro your opponent, because it's such a micro heavy game controlling those Lings and those Mutalisks. However, and now Luxury's Overlord and Jaedong's Overlord are both going to see the 6 Lings coming out and know that both players have gone for an identical build, know that they're doing exactly the same thing. However, I feel Zerg versus Zerg is one of the few matchups where, despite the build order difference, you can affect a victory. And I would have to say that in a situation like this, Jaedong, the smart money would have to be on Jaedong, because he does have the superior micro. That's not to say Luxury can't turn around. That's not to say Luxury isn't capable of beating Jaedong on his day. But I think you have to accept that Jaedong probably has the best micro of any Zerg player out there, with only perhaps effort being comparable. Luxury now, again, has produced a few more Lings, got more Lings than Jaedong there, and almost trapping Jaedong 6 Lings with his 8 Lings. Jaedong with more Lings going in. And Jaedong just trying to put the pressure. Jaedong morphing to lair, I believe Luxury is as well. Jaedong continue to produce the Lings out. Luxury doing the same. Luxury, I think, is in a better position in that regard. Jaedong just trying to run through, and Jaedong actually managed to run past Luxury's Lings. And even though Luxury's equal number of Lings is not a position he wants to be in, Jaedong's Lings now at Luxury's drones. 2 drones already get killed. Jaedong has to be careful, though. He doesn't want to end up losing all his Lings and getting massacred in a counterattack by Luxury. But Jaedong looks like he's killed a lot of drones, and he's continuing to pump the Zerglings out towards Luxury. And Luxury forced to build a creep colony. And Jaedong with speed upgraded Lings in Luxury's base and continue to put more of those Lings out. And really, even though both players had even number of Lings to start with, Luxury's in a lot of trouble now, and this is what I meant when I was talking about Jaedong's superior Ling micro, and Luxury's really in a lot of trouble from this right now. He needs to get that sunken up. Meanwhile, Jaedong looks like he's going to take most of Luxury's Lings down. Actually, he's going to come pretty close. Jaedong with 3 Lings left to Luxury's 2. Luxury looks like he's starting up his Spire as well, but critically, Luxury has lost drones. Jaedong hasn't lost any drones. Jaedong continuing to pump more Lings, however, but that sunken should be up. Jaedong a little bit behind on his Spire, so he has to be careful that he doesn't throw this lead away, but I still think he's in a very strong position in this game right now, especially since he killed those drones of Luxury's, which is going to significantly hamper. And drone kills are so huge in Zerg vs Zerg. And not only did he kill a couple of drones, but he also forced Luxury to put that sunken down. So that was a lot of resources lost for Luxury, and not only resources, but the fact that he lost drones, that he had to use up a drone to do that. And in Zerg vs Zerg, remember, you're limited by the larvae that you can produce, that you can use to make units, and those units, whether they go to your economy or go to your military, or whether they go to buildings, that's something that is a limitation of Zerg play. And with only the 1 hatchery, it becomes even more telling, because you've only got the 3 larvae to turn into drones, to make buildings, or to get your economy going, or to produce units. So you cannot over emphasize effect of losing drones in a Zerg versus Zerg matchup early on. And even though Luxury is going to have that Spire up early with only the 3 larvae and potentially only 3 Mudus coming out, really how much damage can he do to Jaedong, and how much of an air advantage can he get going? Jaedong, meanwhile, remember, has started to take his natural expo as well, and I feel Jaedong, even though he's going to be a little bit slower on the Mutalisk, will have enough time to get his defenses up and running, and he's got his Spire up as well, so he's not really that far behind Luxury, and he should be able to defend. By the time Luxury gets his Mutalisk up and gets them out to Jaedong, he should be okay to defend. And Jaedong, remember, has those Zerglings hovering about as well, and Luxury will not want to leave them sitting there. He might want to deal with him first, although I'm not sure why Jaedong hasn't pulled them out. Jaedong now with Scourges coming in, that's why he's not pulled his Zerglings out, because he's going to try and snipe those Mutalisks as soon as they pop, and that's why he's kind of trying to use the Zerglings to draw the Mutalist fire so that he can land Scourge hits on them. It's quite a clever maneuver by Jaedong. He almost manages to pull it off, now separating up the Scourges, and you can just see Jaedong's micro. However, Luxury doing a good job of keeping his Mutalists alive, but Jaedong keeping Luxury busy in his base, Luxury with more Mutalists popping in. Jaedong has to be careful here. He doesn't want to just produce Scourge and let Luxury build up a large Mutalist force. Of course, the longer this game goes on, now that Jaedong has got that second hatchery up and running at his natural expo, he's going to have extra larvae, and so therefore he will be able to compete with Luxury. He's going to probably get that second gas up soon. However, there is a window of time where Luxury can do some damage, but I really see Jaedong probably taking this game right now. Luxury now coming in with the Mutalist towards Jaedong's natural expo. Jaedong now has got Mutalist as well as Scourges in the mix. I don't think Luxury has any Scourges. Remember, he's limited still by the amount of larvae he can produce, and that is severely hampering right now. And you can just see Jaedong's Lings when they broke into Luxury's base. Again, Ling versus Ling fights are fine when you're even numbered, but the problem is once you let Lings into your base and they kill drones, that's much more valuable than, say, even if you manage to kill the opponent's Lings. And now Luxury being chased by Jaedong's Mutalist and Scourges. Luxury managed to get a couple of Scourges out of his own, and now he's going to have a position to attack Jaedong's. Luxury with 1 Scourge left. Jaedong again with his famous Mutalist micro coming in. I don't think Luxury landed a Scourge on Jaedong's Mutalist, but Luxury did manage to land a Mutalist Scourge on one of Jaedong's Scourges, and Luxury GG's. He loses the air battle and he GG's. Comprehensive victory for the new holder of the Golden Mouse, Jaedong, the latest winner of the Golden Mouse. Comprehensive victory from there, and you can just see how a small early game advantage in Zerg versus Zerg, well, I guess it's not fair to say it was small, but an early game advantage in Zerg versus Zerg can be incredibly hard to overcome, especially when you're facing a player of the caliber of Jaedong. So Luxury GG's, Jaedong takes the first game in this best of 3 series, guys. This is Klazart, thanks for listening.